So yeah, so Tulum is endangered. There are many projects. It's hard to find them. They need resources. People don't know how to effectively help. That's problem statement in my mind. So what could we do? I'm bringing technology. There's a new concept that I've been working on for several years now. It's called a digital nation. And the notion of a digital nation is that we will have our own layer on top of the internet. And that will allow us to do some things that we couldn't previously do before. Really new idea here that is going to be the overall container is that of a digital nation. And the simplest way to think about a digital nation in my mind is that you have this digital nation has a layer over the internet. So here's the web page that we're all looking at. There's a layer on top of it that's not controlled by the person who created the web page. It's actually controlled by the browser. So it's a browser overlay that can be accessed through a browser extension, through an existing browser that implements the protocols, through a new open source browser, or maybe there'll be multiple of those, through a mobile app, and through basically an SDK, which is a line of code that anyone who has a website could put in the top of their website, in the invisible portion, and when someone comes to that website, they can access the functionality without installing anything. So that would be really, really powerful, the SDK. We're working on that. We're working on the browser extension right now. So this is the way this is meant to depict the existing web. So you have a web page, it's website, search engine, social network, whatever. It's flat. It's static. What we're talking about doing is enabling this group and the thousands and then tens of thousands of other people who want to regenerate, millions, regenerate Tulum and participate in regeneration. Allow them to basically layer information, interactions, transactions, and experiences on top of a web page. And just to make it really simple, imagine that you go to a website and you have the option, actually you're going to a web page, right? You have the option to go visible on that web page. And when you go visible on that web page, you can see everyone else who happens to be visible on that web page at the same time with you who's in Regen Tulum. So it's a website about shredding plastic, and you go there and you go visible. You see that Sandra's there, and you see, she already has a machine. You might be thinking about getting a machine. You don't know Sandra. She's in Regen Tulum. You're both in Regen Tulum. But you can see, oh, wow, so Sandra's actually got one of these plastic shredding devices. Maybe I should reach out to her. This is a connection that you might never have made. And that's one of the big points of this, is to enable people to connect together. The other thing is we're also enabling you to, with the Digital Nation, is enabling you to interact with the information on the web page. So you're on a web page, it has text, it has video maybe, it has images. Imagine being able to go to one of the images and then add a conversation to it. And so then you and anyone else within the Regen Tulum community that goes to this same webpage can interact on this conversation. It stays there right on this image of the Sargazo, for example. And maybe some people are talking about cleaning it up. Maybe some people are talking about turning it into some kind of useful product. But those types of conversations can happen right there on the content with the people in the Regen Tulum community. Does that make sense?
How do you get notified?
It'll have notifications in the systems as well. Yeah, you basically have your own profile that's associated with Regen Tulum, and you have many of the same social features that you would have with one of the other internet platforms. The big difference is you don't have to be limited to just one site or one page. You actually have access over the entire web.
I have a good analogy. I was sharing this with a friend of mine, big tech forward. But yeah, it's like adding the Google Doc functionalities on top of any website ever. So you can tag stuff, you can share stuff with friends, you can comment and tag someone to any website. So you don't have to send someone a link and describe what it is. It's like, yeah, I think Google Doc functionality on every website out there. With your community, which is pretty powerful.
On steroids.
Really got my attention, yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Yes.
Any page is with instant or the web developer is trying to write some code before to enable the system?
No. Once someone has access through a browser extension, there's no need for any intervention with the developer. Developers can create smart tags that then can be used by the community as well. So right now we're going to have a note tag, a conversation tag, a bridge tag, which connects two pieces of information with a relationship. We'll have a list tag, but developers within our community could say, you know what, we need some other kind of tag, a regeneration tag, I don't know what it is, that we want to be able to tag photos or pieces of text with. They build it, then our community could use that and use it on any web page.
It's going to be something that's going to be instant.
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 Yeah.
Yeah, it's attention triggered too. So it's Thank you. So here, this is a very crude example. The tech is a lot further than this, but basically, you're on a web page. You move your cursor near something, and you can see it kind of light right there. The notion is, as you get closer to it, the thing signals if there's information associated with it. And then if you click on it, it'll show you, oh, well, with this particular sentence right here, there's 5 pieces of contradicting information. There's 4 pieces of supporting information, a couple supporting notes. There's a conversation. So there's a bunch of information that's associated with this particular thing. So you can just go ahead and drill down on this, and you say, oh, wow, I had no idea that someone believes, that this is contradicting this, or this is supporting this. And then you could, if you actually click the highlight, you get your own options where you can create a bridge which connects 2 pieces of information. You can create a note. You can go visible on the page. So there's a lot of optionality on this, and